What's up, Renegade Nation? Before we begin the video, I'd like to give a big shout out to our most recent Patreon supporters, BakaBread, Jacobus06, Sam Phelps, Ernesto Membreno, Red Steel Moss, Locus Corellius, King Joe, Anthony Vang, Jesse Dooley, Marshall Selden, Marvoius, Benito Osuna, Godzilla Man 97, Mikael Fernandez, Greg Capazzoli, Jamar Jefferson, Lady Susano, and Nick Barnard. Thank you all very much for your support. And if you want to support us on Patreon, feel free to click the link below to find out more. We'll see you there. Wonder Woman was a good film. There, I said it.
Still haven't got around to seeing it.
That's fine. That's fine, Nick. The DC expanded universe, as far as we know, is dead in the water after the failure of Justice League, which I liked Justice League. I thought it was okay, but overall, after that, they decided, hey, we need to focus more on doing solo films and actually getting the characters established. For instance, we went and watched Aquaman, and that was a very good film and established Aquaman as a pretty damn good character. Played awesomely by Jason Momoa, by the way. Love Jason Momoa. He made that character badass.
And then Shazam was really badass.
Yo, Shazam was really good too. Yeah.
I was surprised. I was like, I think this will be an okay movie, and I was like, dude, this was an awesome movie.
Yeah,
I really like this.
And what actually started people thinking we need to do that was the first Wonder Woman movie, because it was a success, and it didn't have to depend on, oh, this is coming up in the future, be ready for what's coming up in the future. It's like, oh, here's the new Justice League film coming out, be ready for the new Justice League. Like, guys, come on. Let's actually pull back and let's establish the characters before we do team-ups. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what they did. I hate to keep saying this, but that's what they did in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's why it grossed more money than God. That's why Avengers Endgame is now the highest-grossing film of all time. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sorry. I love DC. Look, I love DC's properties. I love Batman. I love Wonder Woman. I like Aquaman. The only one who I have a real caveat against is Superman. And it's because he's just too powerful. He's the ultimate Mary Sue. I mean, and what hurts him? Radioactive rock from my home planet. And he's like, oh, no, my parents. Yeah.
I mean, same, but...
No. I get that. Well, if that was the case for me, too. I mean, radioactive rock from my home planet.
Yeah, Batman is still my favorite, and the only reason I even got into MCU was because somebody was like, well, Iron Man's kind of a similar concept to Batman. He's just a dude that's not really a superhero. He just has a lot of fucking money, so he uses that to fight crime. And I was like, I do like that concept, so I'll check out Iron Man. And then when I checked out Iron Man, I was like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, and it, for the most part, everything works with the everything works in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and in the DC Extended Universe, some of it worked, but a lot of it was very haphazardly executed. Like, as you put it, Batman versus Superman was so boring you fell asleep.
Yep, that's the only time I've ever fallen asleep in a movie theater.
I mean, honestly, I didn't watch it.
Shane was like,
there was nothing about it that enticed me to watch it. So,
well, I was being a comic fan from back in the day, and being a big fan of Batman, and also a fan of classic Superman stuff. I went and watched it thinking, okay, maybe they're going to do stuff right, because the trailers looked awesome. But then again, trailers can make everything look awesome. Mm-hmm. But if the movie is a stinker, then yeah.
The trailers for shoot, I forgot his name. The City of a Thousand Planets.
Valerian.
Yeah,
Valerian and the City of a Thousand.
Yeah, the trailer for that, I was like, this movie looks bitchin'. And then I went to see it, and I was like,
yeah.
So the thing with Valerian and the Thousand Planets, and they did. I think what they needed to do was establish Valerian and Laureline. That's what they needed. They needed a film to establish them. You just call the film Valerian and Laureline, do that, and then later on you can do Valerian and Laureline and the City of a Thousand Planets.
They also just needed to not do things within the movie that just didn't make sense, but.
That's Luc Besson for you, though, dude.
Basically, I got out of that movie, and I was like, well, that was definitely the prettiest shitty movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, that's what I will always say about Luc Besson. Luc Besson knows how to build these beautiful worlds, craft these awesome narratives, but when it comes to the finer details, the guy uses a jackhammer where you would need a scalpel.
Yeah.
And it's like Fifth Element. Fifth Element had some amazing set pieces, a really interesting story, a really cool narrative. But then when it got to the characters, it was like freaky. It's like Gina. It's like I'm a freaky bad guy with a limp. It's like you put Gary. You shaved Gary Oldman's head and you put a plastic dome on one side. What the hell? and of course you gave him a limp that made him sound like he was carrying around a chunk of lead to his foot. But sorry,
I relent. You gotta be careful because I do freaking love Fifth Element. I love it too.
There's stuff I love about it too, but it's the finer details again that just make me go. This film could have been something that could shape the future of film. And it did for a lot of stuff, but good God, man!
Like it could have been like a continuing series if they had just done it a little bit better.
And that's why, and Luc Besson, there's sometimes he actually does make good characters. Like, have you all ever seen Leon the Professional?
Mm-mm.
Leon the Professional is
sounds like an anime name.
Well, it pretty much. Well, actually, how Luc Besson presents it, it sort of is because how he does it. It's very gritty. It's very realistic. It has Gary Oldman as this drug addicted police detective who is literally going on a rampage through the city and is killing all these drug dealers and everything and getting all their money and trying to get control of the drug dealing game. And then there's Jean Reno, who I love to death, as Leon, an Italian hitman who is actually very peaceful, but does wet work because it pays the bills, and he can be very precise. And there's a girl in it. It's actually one of Natalie Portman's first films. She's like 13 in the movie, and she plays Matilda, this girl whose whole entire family is killed, and Leon pretty much has to look after her, and actually teaches her how to be an assassin herself. And it's actually a really damn good movie, and I love it. It's probably Luc Besson's best film, but after that, I mean, his character development sort of went out the window, and he just decided I'm going to build these big, amazing worlds, but yet I'm going to make the characters very uninteresting. But that being said, this most definitely does not have an uninteresting lead. This actually has a very interesting lead who actually does really good work, and I can't wait to see what this is going to do because I love the first film, and pretty much everyone who was involved in the first film is coming back for the second one, including Patty Jenkins, the director, who I love her work. Anyway, here we go. Wonder Woman 1984.
My life.
My bitching segment over. I'm sorry.
Hasn't been what you probably think it has. We all have our struggles.
Have you ever been in love?
A long, long time ago.
Yeah.
You?
So many times. Yeah. All the time.
Welcome to the future.
How does it feel?
Life is good, but it can be better. So why shouldn't we be? All you need is to watch.
Wait, is that Pedro Pascal? Ooh. Digging the suit, by the way.
Finally having everything you always wanted.
That is Pedro Pascal. I know that voice.
I can save today, but you can save the world.
Stay.
No. I take what I want in return. Everyone must see.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
The world needs you. You know what you need to do.
Okay. Ah, yes.
Nothing good is born from lies.
I was wondering if they were going to show those.
And greatness is not what you think.
Talk about riding the lightning. Holy shit. Oh, the Valkyrie suit. Yes.
It's all art.
That's just a trash can.
It's just a trash can. Yeah.
Okay. How the hell is Steve alive? That's what I want to know. Because I
obviously need to see the first one.
Yes. Yeah, you do.
I have no idea what's going on.
Okay. So, there's actually a lot of stuff in this you don't need for the first film. The first film has its own enclosed storyline that I don't think is it relative to anything going on in this. Because Pedro Pascal's character was not in the first film. and the first film was actually set during World War I. And it's actually it actually goes over it talks about the first film has a lot of stuff to say about war, has a lot of stuff to say about just, the nature of humanity, and is the true nature of humanity to destroy itself, or can we rise above and be better? And it asks a lot of really interesting questions, and Wonder Woman is sort of the leading motherly figure that is stern and wants to do what is right, but yet she herself is confused about her own nature. How did she, what is her ultimate destiny in all this? And it basically is, every character in the first film has their own significant storyline that I didn't find any of them uninteresting. Every character in it I found actually very interesting. And that's actually, I think, the strongest point of the first film. The action was amazing, the setting was amazing, but I love the characters because the characters were so well written, and I'm hoping that's what we get in this one too, because I'm just wondering how the hell, I don't want to say too much because, damn, we need to make that a watching party. Have you seen the first one?
I actually have not. No.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's something we need to do.
Yeah.
We need to have a movie night where we watch Wonder Woman. So yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering why we have two people here who haven't seen the first movie and we're reacting to the trailers, because everybody would have kept requesting it until we did it anyways. So
yeah,
we had to do it at some point, and it's better to do it when it's just fresh than.
But you know how they are, Nick. They've already skipped ahead to the reaction.
Oh yeah, they've already typed their angry comment, put it down below.
Comment down below. And,
yeah.
Hey, by the way, for anyone who wants to give them reference, and anyone who's complaining down below,
if you are still watching and want to back us up in the comments, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, go down there and give them a timestamp of this exact moment of us talking about this, because honestly, if they're making a judgment on us simply because of that, when it's been requested and would have been requested until literally we would be sick of it, then honestly, I don't understand why.
And then if you want to just keep dying on the same hill with, well, you're a reaction channel. Why haven't you seen the first one? You need to see stuff like this and everything. It's I'm a human being that doesn't make a lot of money. I can't afford to see every movie that comes out.
Also, too, if we're reacting to a trailer, what more of a pure reaction are you going to get other than, somebody who just doesn't know what the heck's going on?
Pretty much.
This is true, as a true reaction to that, personally, I'm not a big Wonder Woman fan. I don't I'm not pissing people off with that, but that's just a personal thing. That this one makes me actually want to watch it. I actually am interested, because
I've wanted to watch the first one since I heard it was supposedly really good. I just haven't had a chance. Like I said, I'm poor. I don't have a lot of time.
There's actually a part right here where you see her full outfit right there. Yeah. So her full outfit.
I like how you managed to pause while it was looking straight up her skirt.
That was not intentional. You know that. That was not intentional.
So he says.
So, hey, Gal Gadot's a married woman. I'm not a homewrecker.
Fair enough.
What? What? I have standards. I have standards. If I don't maintain them, then honestly, I consider myself a piece of shit. But anyway, the thing with
Yeah, her costume looks bitchin'.
her costume here, let's actually see. There we go. It's actually more accurate to the classic one or not the classic one, but more the one that I grew up with than the one that was in the first film. The one in the first film actually was like a more darker tone of this, whereas this is more flamboyant and stands out.
Yeah, this is what I would associate Wonder Woman with, like knowing what little bit that I know about her, but like knowing her like classic appeal or whatever. Like that's the tiara, the lasso, the red, the
lasso work right there. I love that as well because that's actually one thing that I was surprised she didn't do more of in the first film, was use the lasso for travel, because that's actually one thing that she did a lot in the comics and did a lot in the shows, was that she would use the lasso to get herself around more. Well, depending on the because there's certain variations where she's able to actually fly.
Can you go back to her shoes again?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
I got a question for Lynette, actually. Like,
Is that
as a
practical?
lady that's probably worn stuff kind of like this at some point, like, do you think you could superhero in those?
Okay, well, I will say they're wedges. And wedges out of heel options are going to be, yes.
Not as bad.
Yes, they are going to, you have the best distribution on there. You're not going to get your heel broken off or caught on something.
Yeah.
Wedges, I'm pretty sure most women will agree with me. Wedges are some of the most comfortable heels you're ever going to wear. I also love the fact that these are like gladiator wedges. So it's like, it makes sense for her like costume, but it's like, yeah. Have you ever tried to have a shoe that fits over your calf muscles if you have any kind of athletic leg? It's hard. Straps are gonna work. This is, as a woman,
Practical.
this is practical. I'm not 100% sure about the fashion like side of it, but it's practical. It kicks butt. I like it. I'm down for it.
Well, I think it's also
I was just wondering about
in
that
terms
when
of
I saw it, I was like,
practicality, the armor as well.
Yeah,
because,
it's like an armored like.
yeah.
I still feel like a boot would make a little bit more sense as far as that goes, but like, yeah, like as
if
far
you're
as
gonna,
wearing
like,
a
want
heel
that
and running around, yeah,
particular
I
style,
would
that
much
was-
prefer a wedge to be running around in than a stiletto. I know it's not going to be like a Jurassic World where it's like, how are you running around in the jungle in heels? Like, because if you've ever worn heels and walked on any kind of grass, it just sinks right in. Like, so.
I want to see like a badass like female assassin in a movie that has like, stilettos or something like that on, but then the second shit goes down, she has something that she like can hit that like, just something like on her wristband or whatever that remote controls it, that it like fans out and becomes like a shoe that she can actually like run in and shit.
Ooh.
Or like,
I like that.
I've seen them do it where they become blades and stuff sometimes too.
Yeah.
So like they'll like, do like a backwards like kick into somebody's
Yeah.
face with a stiletto
Well,
and
I
stab
mean,
them in
and
the
if a
face.
stiletto point, like if you hit somebody hard enough with it, you
It'll
could,
hurt.
you can impale, like, but
And then I can't remember the movie, but there was one where some chick just took hers off and started using them like weapons like in a fight too. So
well, I remember that one. There was actually one where this girl, she was at this party, and it was for her to chase this other woman down, and this other woman actually like took her shoes off to run, whereas this girl, knowing that this girl had her shoes off, still found she like crashed some glass down in front of her to like delay her, and in order for her to be able to run and everything, she instead just tore the heels off the back and just like flattened them down as much as she could and ran in those over the glass, so that she could actually catch up to the girl.
actually, there are some shoes out there that my sister has a pair. This is how I know about them. But they actually like will have like the platform on the front and no heel on the back, because actually all of your weight and distribution is on the front of the foot anyways. So like technically you don't need all that.
someone did a cosplay that I saw the other day, and I'm trying to remember what it was, and they were explaining that they had those where they were like heelless, platforms essentially, like so they could do like the foot bent back kind of look.
Oh yeah. Like with the like kind of like hooven looking feet and stuff like that. Yeah, like or hooven foot.
like-
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Cloven.
Looks really
well,
cool.
yeah. The whole thing with also, whenever you run, you are naturally on the ball on like the front of your feet anyhow.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing in terms of actually, I've noticed this with certain acrobats. Certain acrobats, whenever they walk around in their normal life, they actually walk around on their like without any assist on the back. They actually walk around on the front of their feet all the time with their knees bent, so that they can maintain like their muscle and everything, because it's isometrics. It's pure isometrics, and you're actually training while you're just walking around in your normal everyday life. I tried to do that for like an hour. My legs were on fire. Like my my calves were just like
burned so bad.
I mean,
Now that I've had a moment to like reflect, though, I feel like what I said about the heels and stuff did sound very gendered, because I know there are some men out there that can run in high heels better than I can. So we'll just replace all of what I said with, if you've worn heels, you know.
Well, yeah, if you've worn heels, it's just the whole thing out there. It's just whenever you see it in film, it's usually women who have to run in them. There are some that... There's actually one way back in the day, like 1989, Tango and Cash. Kurt Russell wore heels in a movie. It was hilarious. Oh, God.
Yeah,
that movie was something else.
Yeah,
also,
definitely.
I was going to say, like, about the costume is it just looks more armored than just like a leotard, like I've seen her in the past, which makes more sense.
That's actually the first film had her in a more like something, like it's like that, except it's darker. Except it's darker in the first film.
And I do kind of like the design of the skirt part of it, because it looks like it looks like a gladiatorial skirt. It looks like it's designed to move with her rather than just be a cutesy like skirt part of the costume.
The original Wonder Woman actually had no skirt at all. It was just pretty much just like a ultra tight onesie. And I'm like, and even now, people are just like, well, damn.
Yeah,
that's a bit much.
But I mean, like there is, to me, and what I've seen of a lot of the comic book art style, the Amazonian like women almost had like a gladiatorial, like like a Grecian look to their stuff.
Well,
so like
the Themyscira is actually in the Aegean Sea.
Okay,
which is in between Greece and Turkey. Which the thing with the Themyscira is a lot of Roman. It's Greek. A lot of Greek mythology comes through there, and actually it ties in some other mythology as well, like Norse mythology. Like at the end of this, we actually saw her in the Valkyrie outfit right here. Like that right there, I think is just. I love the wings. I love the like how they got the full body gold armor as well, and also the bracers as well. The bracers, how those go in the first film, it works really well as well. And thing is, you won't have to see by watching the first film, which the next time we see Wonder Woman is in Justice League. You will not have to see Justice League in order to get this, because Justice League is its own separate story, which all in all does not work. But anyway, But I'm excited for this. I want to see this. Yeah,
like I said, Wonder Woman hasn't always been like a hit for me, personally. Like, she's just not been one of my favorite. There's lots of other like female superheroes that I've like gone crazy over and identified with. But watching this, like, this actually gets me interested. This actually makes me want to see like what's going on with Wonder Woman. So that's exciting. You know, I like that.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this. This was the Wonder Woman 1984 official trailer. If you all are interested in seeing this, let us know in the comments down below. Let us know what you liked about the trailer and everything. Also, if you want to see more from us, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell to stay notified, leave a like on the video. Check out our Discord and our Patreon in the description down below. And until next time, everybody, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Lynette.
I'm Nick.
And we'll see you in the next one, everybody. Peace out.